This is Scott Bateman at Cova Brewing Company. How would you like to win a beer tasting for two? Watch our interview with the I Love Norfolk show, engage in the post, and you'll be entered to win.
We're here with it's part two of Cova Brewing. This is the, in my opinion, the more adult side, so the beer side of the room. And as Sean will show you in the picture, we have literally we have coffee on one side and beer on the other, but we're all integrated. We have two families who have decided to create a vision, and so we're here to talk about the beer with Mr. Phil and Mr. Scott. So what led us to Cova Brewing as you see it today?
Scott, why don't you go ahead, because you and Susan kind of started this whole thing.
Let me talk about the entrepreneurial side.
Sure.
Business major, MBA, spent time working for a number of large corporations, and decided to basically strike out on my own.
Were you the kid who sold stuff at high school or in middle school? So I was a chocolate bar king when I was.
Dan, great question.
Yeah.
Everything that you do in your life, none of it is really wasted. I sold used cars when I was in college.
All right.
And I used that
money. You repossessed them too.
And I repossessed them and resold them. So there's something in everything that we do that is brings to the table your full talent. I would say I've always been a beer lover. It wasn't until probably 2015 when we started to become what I'll call the craft brewery.
Where did you get your first homebrew kit? Did you go to like Homebrew USA up at Military, or did you order it off online?
Actually, I'm pretty sure I ordered it online.
Okay.
But for the most part, I think the big thing for us was Kevin O'Connor and O'Connor Brewing.
And he kind of some started the movement in the area.
Yeah, he's definitely the grandfather for craft beer here in Hampton Roads. So as we spent more time with them, being from our original roots here in Ocean View, largely they were compacted down in the downtown area. So we kind of started this quest, and really more of a challenge, I'll say, to get something here in Ocean View.
I'm really excited to see this area turn over, because this is where I come to go to the beach during summer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we wanted something that would be, continue to help in that same vein of lifting up the community and helping Ocean View become, what it was back in the day.
Okay.
So,
but what about you, Phil? What kind of led to where you're at today? What sparked your interest in starting your own company, maybe brewing? Can you go back into your little past a little bit there?
The beer business is my family business.
Okay.
My grandfather on my mother's side and his brothers ran a brewery in Wisconsin.
Okay.
A little town north of Madison. As far as my own experience with brewing, when we moved here, I started doing home brewing stuff.
Okay.
And very quickly, I started thinking about how to take that interest and the interest that Carla had about wanting to do a coffee place and put them together. And then it's just kind of good fortune that we ran into Scott and Susan, and this is a consequence of that good fortune.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit more about the beer side. What have you guys chosen to spotlight? How are you doing? Why are you doing the style that you're doing over here?
We prior to open made the commitment to start out with basically 4 styles of beer: something light, something dark, something hoppy, and something sour.
Okay.
Because our goal all along has been to offer something for everyone.
Sure.
So we have a cider and 4 different types of wine.
Okay.
Because our hyper-local community are definitely wine drinkers. So our restaurant license allows us to buy those products.
Okay.
To have them on the wall as well. But from a beer selection perspective, starting out with those 4 styles, and then getting creative within each of those categories.
Do you have like a few tried and true, like Bold Mariner has Frogman Lager?
No, actually, quite the contrary. Okay. So rather than a flagship, we want to create a genre.
Okay.
So Scott's referred to it: something light, something dark, something hoppy, something sour.
Yeah.
So we want folks to say, there's something always different at Cova.
Yeah.
I'm going to go see what it is this week. So it's really about building that anticipation and getting customers to come back.
Where's this going? What's the vision for the future?
Still implementing the current vision.
Sure.
We're in the next phase, as Phil said.
Well, if you're
preparing
any
for the fall.
part of you is visionary, there's always a part of you that's looking towards the future.
Well, and we believe that COVID-19 pandemic has brought into focus for people a different way of thinking about things. Mm-hmm. People aren't jetting off to faraway places.
Right.
And so what it means is that where you live is going to be, and the quality of life in that place where you live is going to be important. And so if proof of concept can evolve in the way we think it will, and it's still early on. We're working out the bugs here. Then the question is, can this be replicated at other places around Hampton Roads? And we think it can.
Right. I always like to ask this question. Is there anything I should have asked you that I haven't?
When are we going to taste the beer? Is that what you wanted to do?
Well, I was told that that's after camera, but... Well, we've reached the part where we look at doing a giveaway of some sort. Have you guys discussed on what you want that to look like?
What do you think, Phil? We do a beer tour and a beer tasting?
That's a great idea.
All right, well, maybe comment on your favorite style of beer or brew, whether that's cider or IPA, or in my opinion, stout is the only way to go. And tag 2 people, and you'll be entered into the competition for one person, maybe with their spouse or significant other, come over here and sit down specifically with Scott and Phil and go over that in a little bit more in depth. Thanks, fellas. I appreciate you having me in. And that's a wrap.